Hello, my friends. This is Mrs. Sandine with a Read Aloud. Henri's Scissors by Jeanette Winter. Henri's Scissors. In a small weaving town in France, a young boy named Henri Emile Benoit Matisse watched his mother paint china. He wanted to paint too. He drew pictures in the sand. He drew pictures in his school books. When Henri was a young man, he drew pictures in his law books on contracts, deeds, and wills. Henri was sick in bed with appendicitis one winter. His mother gave him a box of paints, and he painted until he was well. He kept painting, forgot about law, and left his small town to be an artist in Paris. Paris is in France. Henri painted pictures day after day, year after year. But when Matisse was an old man, he fell ill. So ill he couldn't paint. So he couldn't sit up. So he could only lie in bed and sleep. His paintings floated in his dreams. Matisse finally opened his eyes, and they were filled with sadness. Now he remained in bed or used a wheelchair. Would he ever have energy to paint again? He was very sad. Oops, sorry, that's Matisse in his bed working. When Matisse was strong enough to travel, he went to the seaside. The sea air might help him get well. Before long, he sat up. A little later, he drew. One day, Matisse picked up a pair of scissors and cut out shapes from painted paper. He was drawing with scissors. A pair of scissors is a wonderful instrument, he thought. And there is Matisse in his wheelchair. Matisse cut paper all day. My pleasure in cutting things out grows even greater. Why didn't I think of it earlier? His assistants painted papers for him all day. When you do painted papers, that means you're painting different colors or different designs on paper. It seems to me that I am in a second life. Wow. Paper cuts covered all his walls everywhere. And if you notice, we have geometric shapes here. We have organic shapes here. Organic, geometric. Organic, geometric. One evening, Matisse lay in bed and drew the faces of his grandchildren on the ceiling with a piece of chalk tied to a long pole. As he fell asleep, they looked down on him and saw in his dreams. So he did that on his ceiling. He saw the shapes that surrounded him in his sleep. So he imagined all these things, all these big shapes. As time went on, cut bigger and bigger shapes, they filled the seaside room with color everywhere. You see, as I am obligated to remain often in bed, I have made a little garden around me where I can walk. There are leaves, fruits, and birds. And again, he's imagining because he cannot walk. I am deeply content, happy. All these are organic shapes, shapes that simulate nature. Then one night, Matisse walked out into his paper garden in the rainbow of shapes, cradled the old artist and carried it into the heavens. So he died. He imagined he was walking because he could not walk. some of the stars we see at night coming from us are from Henry's scissors? Perhaps.